Hey, AfterBuzzers, you're watching The Deuce, Season 2, Episode 7, the feminism part. We're going to talk about Vincent's road trip, Candy's marketing her movie, and there's some more stuff going on with Alston. Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
I love this. I love the OJs. Ooh, Nate, you sure know how to pick a song.
That's not me. The music director on this show is fantastic.
The music is amazing.
Welcome back, guys. Sorry we weren't here last week, but we got a special treat for you. We've got a full panel.
Hey!
All right. Yeah, back again. A few more episodes left in the season, episode 7. We've only got a few minutes, so we're going to kind of get through this episode really quick. But first, everybody, please introduce yourselves.
Hey, guys. It's Luiza Shar here.
Happy Monday, everyone. My name is Farah Naz.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Nakia Monet, and happy to be back.
All right. Glad to have everybody back. It's nice to have a full panel. Again, my name is Nate Miller. So I kind of broke this down, I think, into what are like the really important storylines in this episode. So we'll kind of go through some of those, and I'll see what you guys think about that. Yes. So the first one I'd like to talk about is Vincent. We see him early on in the episode meeting with Rudy. They come to him. They want him to start another bar that they're going to have him manage for them. And he expresses his discontent and kind of what he talked about Abby in the previous episode of him wanting to get out. This leads to Tommy pulling him aside and basically telling him, like, the only way you get out is, like, if you're dead or if you just, like, never work in a bar again and all these things are going to happen to your family. Is this what you guys expected to happen when he made this request?
It was kind of like a threat to him, basically. If you even
it was
try
definitely a threat.
Yeah, we're going to kill you, and you will be unemployed, along with Abby. I expected it from the mob. I think that's, like, the only way they operate. It saddens me to see Vincent really want a home life, and I'm not surprised that the mob acted like that, honestly. It was going to happen.
Yeah. It just sucks because you can never get out with the mob.
Ever.
And it's one of those things where you can never actually turn them down as well because they actually threaten you if you say no. So you're actually pretty stuck. But, you know, Vincent had created this really good relationship with them. So I think he kind of thought, like, maybe they'll let me go a little bit. And I even appreciate Tommy pulling aside, like, look. Because, like, sometimes they don't even pull you aside and give you the warning. They just kill you. So I do appreciate them giving...
Well, I think when he says to him, like, I like you, Vincent, like, I think he really does like him. And I think that's... Vincent may... Like, I think they've been very careful with this show not to show too much of the mob stuff because Vincent really doesn't see that stuff. Like, that's why it was so shocking when he saw Tommy shoot the guy on the street. So now he's like, oh, you know... They're, like, I know they don't like to let people out, but they like me. I'm like family. I'm cool. Like, come on. Like, even the fact that he would think that he could say that, especially in front of Rudy, let alone to, like, Tommy. That's why Tommy pulled him aside.
I was shocked.
Like, if Rudy responds, it's not going to be good. The only way to solve that situation is to remedy it outside, and then he comes back.
Yeah, and he said, why don't you want to make more money? And he's looking at it in such a simple way.
Yeah, he said, I've never seen somebody so
upset about making so much money.
Yeah.
So,
but that also goes to, goes to say what kind of character Tommy is and what he holds as vital ideas too. So Vincent doesn't take this talk very well. Storms out the bar, goes on this road trip, goes on a bender essentially all night, stares up at the stars. After some contemplation, ends up dumping the rest of his drugs out. Drives to Vermont and finds this college bar. Where he kind of settles in, and I think it was like comfort for him again, trying to escape and trying to get some perspective on his life. Him hopping behind the bar and meeting the guy Jerry. I really enjoyed that. I thought it was cool. It's a great kind of character scene for Vincent, which we haven't got as much of, at least recently. I thought that was great. And then him coming back and talking to Abby and being like, "Look, I got this plan. We're gonna do," and it's just like instantly shot down. And I think a part of me was like, okay, this is cool. This is going to work. And then when she shoots it down, and I realized, like, it's really a pipe dream. It's really like him. Like,
I don't think it was ever going to work. The relationship was already built on a man that abandoned his family. I don't think it was going to go anywhere than what it is right now. She was out of college, fell in love, whatever it was, moved in together. And also, they're so different right now intellectually as well. And even when we see with her reading the book and him not caring, that's already showing us how they both outgrew each other. So
Speaking
Yeah.
to him abandoning his family, I think it's so ironic that he goes to this suburban town where it's nothing
Yeah.
but family-oriented people. And in none of the episodes have we really seen him interact with his children or his
No.
ex-wife. So the fact that he wants, he's imagining, he's dreaming of this family-like scenario is ironic because he doesn't even manage the family that already exists in his life.
I think part of it too was like a daydream. I think part of him going there was like trying to find a way out, because when they did offer, they're like, the only way you're gonna get out is if you're killed or you can never work in this city ever again. So I think when he went upstate and when he went to Vermont, he was like, wait, maybe we can find a way up here and maybe I can live my best life. But I think when he got shot down, it was like him coming back to reality, like, okay, I can actually never leave this life. I'm actually going to be a part of this for the rest of my life.
Also, when he's with Abby, they have a very interesting conversation as what kind of bleeds over into, where did you stay last night? Which is another interesting dynamic that we've seen between them, because they have this kind of like, oh, we're in an open relationship, we can sleep with other people. Like, I'm not going to be jealous, but like, obviously they're jealous.
So jealous.
Yeah, to get this kind of back and forth and her like saying like, it's okay, I get jealous too. It was just, for me, it just felt really real, which was refreshing.
Did you expect her to sleep with Dave though? Did you think that was gonna happen?
I didn't see
I
that coming, but
I
when it
kinda
happened, I
did.
got it.
I didn't see that.
kinda
I
did.
didn't see it coming, but I'm happy that they highlighted the whole part when she's like, "Don't worry, I get jealous too," because it's real. 'Cause I think
Yeah.
sometimes when people put in movies and shows with the whole like, we can be in open relationships and I'm cool with it, it actually shows a human side where people think that they are. But
So do you think Vincent was jealous?
yeah,
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Jealous
Do you-
and also like be careful. You might get.
I think
killed.
you
Right.
know
Do you
what?
think he actually is concerned about her being around Dave?
No, I think what it
Really?
is, this is what I think. I think sometimes with men, no shade, I think sometimes men go into an idea thinking, I'm going to be cool, I can do what I want to do, we're going to have this open relationship. But as soon as the woman steps out and she seems to be having a good time and then we stop paying you guys all that attention,
Yeah.
now it's like, wait, because remember, she was okay with the open relationship, but she was home, she was there when he came in, she was in the bed. So I think for a first time maybe that she's not in the bed and he's like, oh, I didn't hear you when you came in. I think it was one of those things where I think it becomes like maybe I might lose her, something like that. I don't know. It's just where I think he was a little jealous. That's why I think he was asking questions.
So, but okay. Separate from that, though, you don't think he's concerned at all about her being around Dave?
Could be
Oh, for sure.
now, but I do definitely think he's jealous.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think there might be a little bit of jealousy in there. Maybe I just read it wrong. I really think that the majority of that came from the danger of being around Dave because of the other stuff that we see in this episode and that escalating. I think that is.
I think it
what
could
the
be
root of
both.
was, but I definitely think he's jealous.
Yeah.
Jealous,
Yeah.
and also clearly we see he wants a home life with her. He wants to just start this whole fresh
he?
chapter.
I don't know if he wants a
He
home life. I
does.
think he just wants to. I think he
Really?
wants to stay with her, and he knows that what he's doing right now is not going to work. So he needed an option C, and that was the option. Like, not that it was like the best plan, but it was better than them getting killed and ending up in a ditch, like he said. Yeah, so we get to see Candy this episode because she's now got her film not quite done yet, but they're working on a final edit and they're talking about getting the marketing done. So we get Maddie and Marty Hodes in to, kind of talk about how the marketing stuff is going to get done. And they don't want to talk business with Candy at all because they don't respect her because she's a woman. And Candy, of course, being as...
Right?
Hot-headed.
I would say persistent. She's not going to compromise who she is, regardless of who's in the room and how much money they gave her.
Tenacious.
And because of that, in business, they ask her to leave the room when she gets rubbed the wrong way, rightfully, because Marty says some effed up stuff.
Yeah.
The feminism part line of like, and it's that whole scene is interesting because she's like, they're like art porn, rah, 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 and she's like trying to explain it to them, and the whole time Maddie, who is the other mob family boss on the Rudy level, is like, this is stupid, I don't get it, cut it out, just get to the fucking like. And Marty on the other side, who is actually a real person, Marty Hodes, who was the Peep King in New York. He sees it. He's like, no, this actually could work. And I'm like, okay, cool. She actually has an ally. And then he turns around and it's like, what, dude?
I think it's less of a matter of him not understanding how a woman would appreciate that kind of porn. I think it's more of them just not caring about that demographic and just not wanting to market towards women. They want to market this towards men because that's what they understand and that's what they want.
Yeah, I don't think it's and that's what I mean. That's why we see the two sides. Maddie wants to market to men just because that's the business that he knows. I don't think that he doesn't want to market to women. He just doesn't. He's like, women don't go to fuck flips. Men
Right.
go to fuck flips. Why am I gonna do all this story and stuff? He only, like you said, only sees it from his perspective.
Yeah.
But I think Marty sees the business side. He sees the artistic side. And he also sees the money side that if you bring in women, if you can make an R-rated version, you're going to make more money.
Right.
And that also ties into, I mean, we'll get back to that later, but them wanting to, if the movie is bigger, then that also means that Lori's going to be bigger too, which is something that
Which we see,
Maddie and
yeah.
Marty both have a vested interest in. So the other thing I want to talk about Candy with real quick is her and her son coming to set. This was a
Yeah,
surprise for me.
finally.
This is not the way that I thought they were going to do it, and I'm still shocked that this happened, but still not like a full reveal.
Right.
She
Like I
can't.
get it, but he's on
Yeah.
the set. Like I feel like
Yeah.
it just
But
felt
then she
weird.
was hiding things on the set.
Yeah.
So it was one of, and
Yeah.
I just was nervous because I'm like, if she's trying to hide that she's doing porn and she just kept saying movies, I'm like, what if someone walks in naked
Yeah.
or the actors are rushing in and then he's seeing like
I mean, she
strap-
had
I don't know.
to. They
I
to
mean-
know they weren't filming that day.
Yeah.
It was an
Yeah.
off day.
Yeah, but I think she's just caught in the middle of how should I be a great, mother. Let me be
Influence.
open and share with my son what I do throughout the day. But how can I? That what I do is not appropriate for his age yet.
Yeah.
So she's like caught in the middle.
Especially when she's about to become a bigger star, and if
Yeah.
she
Oh,
gets in
yeah.
front of the camera,
With her
it's like
publicity.
you kind of.
And she's
it's-
in the movie too, so it's not
Yeah.
even just like, here's the thing I made. Also
I'm in
at
it.
the end, son,
Yeah.
to turn it off. Like
yeah, but we also see how smart the son is too, asking her, "Hey, mom, so is it rated X?
Yeah.
Is it
I
rated
mean, he's not a
R?"
kid.
And, like he knows what's up.
that's in the next episode.
Yeah.
But,
Oh yeah. See,
We'll get
this is
there.
what, yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Louise- He's
real quick,
excited.
before we
Okay.
continue, we would like to share some wonderful information with you guys about some of the other shows that we have here.
Yes, Deuce fans and AfterBuzzers. Our network produces after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows, from dramas like Ours or Ray Donovan, reality TV, sci-fi, and more. There's no network that works harder to serve television fans. But guys, we need your help. We are desperate. We're begging. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you. So if you subscribe to us, you'll get more content kind of like the Deuce, and that will help AfterBuzz continue to grow. If you're worried about pesky notifications, don't be. They're annoying, but they're also optional. So hit the subscribe button now for this channel and check out the other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know you did in the comments, and we will be sure to thank you. Louise is in the chat right now, so let her
Yes,
know. She'll give
yes,
you a shout
I
out.
am.
For now, thanks for being the best fans, and thank you for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening. We hope you enjoy our show. Make sure, give us 5 stars, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Okay, on to the meat of this episode.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so Alston and Danny go on their
Damn.
double date. Alston sees Danny with his wife, and he is just awful to her. And he's
So
just
mean.
slobbering drunk. He goes to look for Anita and eventually finds her, and he kills her when in a fight in the car.
Which
In a
was so unnecessary.
really rough scene.
I knew that wasn't going to turn out good.
It was awful. I don't know why I'm laughing.
It's,
Yeah.
it's unfortunate. I mean, but it's real life. That's how a lot of women
Oh, yeah.
who work the streets were murdered. And
apparently the guy who is the real Vincent is based on.
Yeah.
He told them the story about a cop. Wow. And so it's apparently it really happened.
it's unfortunate.
Yeah. So Alston, finds the watch in her hand, knows it's Danny, offers him a chance to surrender, and he can't do it. So he
Kills
ends
himself.
his life. Yeah, man, that was
He was
really
so
rough
close
to watch.
not to. There was like 1 minute where I thought he was gonna get out the door.
He didn't want to take
but-
responsibility, but what you do in the dark will always come to the light, and that's why she had his watch. And it was one of those things where he could have just, I mean, he was drunk. He really wanted to be with her. He kept looking for her. And when you're a dirty cop, like, it's just one of the, it could have been avoided, but it's so unfortunate because that's how so many women and men were killed who were working on the streets. And to have this cop murder her. And I mean, he would have been protected anyway because I mean, after his death, they're protecting him anyway. So it's unfortunate that he felt like he had to take his life and not take responsibility for her death.
I was kind of surprised. about the cover up, I mean, I guess it speaks to Alston. He is a good guy, and you know, he doesn't want. There's no reason for the family and the kids to suffer. But I'm pretty sure, didn't Anita have a kid with Danny also?
It's not her. That was a different one.
That was a different
That
one.
was a different prostitute.
Okay.
But no, that was Bobby's prostitute.
Bobby has a whole baby on the
Yeah.
side.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
And
I haven't seen her in a while.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
that one.
There's just so many.
That
of
was
these
MIA.
girls.
Yeah, so many
But
side chicks.
it was so wrong the way it ended,
Yeah, and-
especially because the police force would have helped him.
Yeah, but I guess when you're in that moment, you don't know because all he's thinking is murder, my wife, kids, and
I mean,
he didn't want to take the responsibility and accountability.
his life was kind of fucked.
Yeah.
I'd never, you know, suicide is
Dirty
never
cop.
the right choice. If you're feeling suicidal, please talk to somebody.
Please.
Yeah, is rough.
Yeah, but they held him down, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. For Alston, I think that's gonna weigh on him though because he's
is.
been such this
Yeah.
like morally
Oh, yeah.
straight guy, and I don't know if Anita has family or something. She has to have some
Right.
type of
I was
family.
gonna
Like
say,
they're
like,
gonna want to know.
Danny's gonna go out to be a top NYPD police officer, very respected, and this girl goes out with, is that even her real name?
Yeah.
She was found in the water.
Yeah, and he was such an ass to his wife, but still, like, come on, dude, you can fix yourself. There's a couple other quick things I want to talk about and get your feelings on. Shay goes back to Rodney.
Why?
Because she's an addict.
I know, but that girl took such great care of her and just loved her.
No,
No,
she was
a
bored.
prisoner.
She's an addict. She has a mental illness. She's and the mental illness is being an addict and being addicted, and she was bored.
You can't replace a
Yeah.
drug with a
You
relationship.
can't.
But
She needed.
Really?
this is what I was talking about before.
Yes.
Like it's completely inappropriate. It's unhealthy.
Yeah.
There was no way that it was going to work. That's
Yeah.
not. You can't save
Yeah.
somebody
She
like
didn't
that.
give her
That's
any
not how it
freedom.
works.
She was a
And the
virtual
sweet girl
prisoner.
tried, and I think she meant well. When you're dealing with an addict, it's just something different, and Shay was not going to be held in
So
that apartment
heartbreaking.
and not go back to the street. So that's
Yeah.
really heartbreaking to see her.
We talked a little bit about it earlier, but Ashley's getting more heat on the street. People
getting
are,
nervous.
She's
you know,
all
starting
over
to
the
say
place.
things.
There's definitely
Yeah.
some foreshadowing of something that's going to erupt.
I'm getting nervous.
Yeah, people are getting nervous for her because she's taking the wrong steps.
And my favorite scene of the episode is Cece's talk with Dave. I thought, from a cinematic perspective, it was awesome. That scene at the end with him burning the pamphlet,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
looks so cool. But a really interesting, I think, discussion between them that like Dave doesn't seem to understand why the pimps are not interested in decriminalization and all this stuff because they're already kind of being pushed out, and the last thing they need is for them to be completely irrelevant.
Right.
So that kind of reality check for Dave, I think, was really important. I love that scene.
Scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I love how the pimps are still trying to stay in power and slowly just all vanishing. It's brilliant to watch.
Last thing I want to talk about too is Bobby's son and his unfortunate heartbreak. Bob, the college dropout and the whore.
That was
Fell in
so
love.
high school.
So sweet.
High school
Fell in
dropout.
love.
Sorry,
I know,
don't give him too much
Right?
credit.
Only in high school.
He was like,
she quickly went back in the house, as I would have too.
Yeah.
That's sad because, I mean, I just felt so bad.
so bad.
Because to him, first of all, Bobby bringing his kid to work and
Right.
Bobby having a whole nother life on the side. But it's sad because he meets this girl. You know, a lot of them, they're humans, but they're not treated as such. And she meets this really cool kid, and that's probably his first sexual experience.
I think
and
it illustrates his innocence, right?
Oh,
Falling
definitely.
in
I mean, he's a
love.
kid.
He's a kid.
literally
Where
a
they
kid.
were going, they were not going to get far. But
No.
And the dad knows because he also has a relationship with one of
Well,
the
also
girls.
because he's an adult, and the girl
Yeah.
is an adult too.
Yeah.
Like she might be a younger adult, but
Right.
she's experienced.
she
in
would
the
just
world.
use that poor little baby.
Right.
And,
Went right back in the door.
And, you know, him being a child doesn't understand that just because a girl's nice to you and if she's a whore and you give her money, she lets you have sex with her, doesn't mean that you are going to be in love and run away and start a new life. Like, it's kind of cute, the naivety, but
Yeah.
also, like, I mean, I guess I don't know. I guess that's a good. I was just happy when it ended that Bobby didn't I was expecting Bobby to
Go
hit him or
down.
something,
Well,
but
I
he just gave him a pat on the back. I was like, all right, Bobby, he knows his heart is
sad. I was
broken.
happy
He's already
though.
hurt enough.
But do you think that was enough evidence for him to realize, this wasn't a good idea to bring my son into the parlor?
Well, I think he felt that overall, but for me, it was the first time I think I saw Bobby be some sort of a father figure.
Yeah.
I kind of felt that, which was nice to see.
Bobby's
Just
kind of
a
like the
bit.
dad of that house anyway, because he's always
Yeah.
checking on the girls, making sure that the cops aren't
Yeah.
the crooked cops that are in there. He's always that guy that's like, "What are you guys doing? What's happening?"
So much
So to
stress.
see his
Yeah.
son in there, I'm like, that's a lot of stress on him.
He has good intentions.
Yeah,
most
he
of the
does.
time. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode.
Yeah.
If you have seen next week's episode,
Hang on, yep.
Yeah, just hang on, stay right here.
Yeah.
We're gonna start another one, and we'll be talking about episode 8. But really quick
Exactly.
before we go, everybody, please tell people where they can find you.
You guys can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom.
You can find me on Instagram at Farah_Naz_B.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Luiza Shar.
And guys, you can find me everywhere people can be found at Dog Like Nate. Again, please make sure to tweet at us on Twitter, follow us on everything, and give us 5 stars on iTunes. Please keep the conversation going. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.